Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Green Room. We've got a great show planned for you today, but first, I started some seeds last week that finally sprouted. Let's check them. Last week, I started lettuce and herb seeds using the paper towel method, and they finally sprouted. Once the seedling sprouts, it goes into a foam collar. All the seedlings in foam collars rest in a tray of 5.8 pH water. I also add an air stone to help oxygenate the water, and once the seedlings get their first true leaves, I'll start adding a bit of nutrients. The root grows out the bottom of the foam collar, where it will then be transplanted to a net pot and go into its respective systems once it's mature enough. Depending on the type of plant, I either put it in some clay pebbles or the foam collars. Most of the plants now in the grow tower are in clay pebbles. I've got my herbs and my lettuce, kale and tatsoi, all kinds of stuff thriving, and soon we will be filling the orange tower with those new seedlings. And now it's time to enjoy the show.
All my garden enthusiasts and passionate plant people, welcome to the Green Room, where not only is it wonderful to have all of you here with us tonight, but let's welcome in our awesome co-host, Natalie from the Fresh Princess. Natalie.
Good evening, Enoch. How's it going?
It's great to see you tonight.
Good to see you too, and happy Monday, gardeners. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We've got a really good show planned for you guys tonight. We have joining us in the green room tonight, Nick Federoff from Things Green.
Yeah. And we also got our good friend from the show, David from Bowtie Life, joining with us tonight. So we've got a couple of really, really great guests with us here. And also, we've got Shawnee from Shawnee Grows in our Grow What You Eat segment coming up here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we've got such a great show planned for tonight. And also, just really quick, at the top of the show, for all of you replay viewers that couldn't be here live with us tonight, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to tune in and let us know in the comments that you were here hanging out with us.
Yeah, definitely. And if you are all here with us live, definitely jump into the conversation, jump into the chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you got growing on. We definitely want to see some questions from you all here later on in the show when we get our guests on as well too. So definitely drop those into the chat as well. And also we've got our roll call coming up here in just a few minutes as well too. So if you are here live, drop in, let us know where you are, where you're growing from, and what you got growing on in your garden. We'll give you a little bit of a shout out here coming up in just a few minutes.
Absolutely. So how's it been going? How's your week been?
Oh man, it's been a busy week with a lot of things going on, but I did over the last couple of days finally start getting outside to start, getting some things together. I've been putting some direct seeding, some different things out into my back patio. I kind of got some of my beds cleaned up and stuff too.
So you're done with the snow then? You've got no snow in sight?
Well, I think, yeah, well, that's kind of another thing too, is I was mentioning that last week, I think too, that we hadn't seen any snow. And then this week we did get just a little bit of a snowfall that came here in Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
And it was, it was kind of nice, to see it and everything in the morning and all of that, but it really only took a couple of hours and it was pretty much gone after
Oh,
that.
you guys are lucky. We still have maybe about a foot of snow here. It's still accumulated, so no outdoor gardening for me just yet.
I know. And again, too, we were kind of really fortunate that it did just kind of come in and go away in a sense for at least for me, and getting some of the work and getting out into the gardening and all that too, though. But it did, I will say this though, it did stick around just long enough because I got up early in the morning and saw the snow out there. So I called my daughter up really quickly and I was like, hey, you need to get the baby all dressed up and ready to go because I got to get her out for her first snow experience, right?
Oh, was
So
it her first snow experience?
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And so I was like,
Nice.
I rushed over there to get her. And by the time we get her all ready and get out, like I said, most of the snow's almost gone. We had to go find a patch of it somewhere so we could go play around with her and make some snowballs and all of that too. And she got to throw her first snowball and all of that
Nice.
and feel what it feels like in her hands. It's
Yeah.
just one of those amazing things about having young little kids like that,
Yeah,
under
it's a
two
new
years old and that
experience.
discovery of things, right? She
Yeah,
just didn't
for
know what to
sure.
think of it when she put it in her hands, like, oh wow, this is cold.
Yeah.
And she looked at her fingers for a while, going, I don't know about what that was.
You just wait till she starts gardening with you. That's gonna be fun.
Oh
Getting her
man, I
hands in the
can't
soil.
wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait. And it's just gonna be so much fun. We're gonna get her out here, early on, get her doing some things and playing around and having some
Yeah, I was
fun
gonna
and kind of
say,
getting used to being around the space,
is
anyways.
that something you're planning to do with her? Is that something you guys are gonna share? Gardening?
I really do hope so, in the sense of, being able to kind of bring her along and take her along with some of the stuff that I'm doing here. And I think, her mom's kind of, she's like, yeah, you can go ahead and do what you need to as far as that sort of stuff goes and
Right.
everything. But it really is kind of important to me, as I missed that opportunity with my daughter growing up. I wasn't
Right.
into growing food and food gardening that much when she was growing up. So I'm really
So
kind
you
of
get
excited
to,
about it.
yeah, relive a little bit of that experience that you feel like you missed, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And in a way
That's
too,
cool.
she's also now at the age where my daughter is, having her own kid now and stuff, is a lot more interested in growing and doing things. She's been asking
Yeah.
about a lot about it over the last year or so now. And so hopefully in a way, we could take both of them along now, get
Yeah, I
both
was
of
gonna
them, get,
say maybe it's a family garden in the
that's
future.
right. That's right. The
That's so
family garden.
nice. Love that. It's so nice when you get to share that with people in your life. Um, you know, Not
Mhm.
everyone has gardening enthusiasts in their direct life. So who do you talk to
Yeah,
about your plants?
that's
Because as
that.
gardening people, we've got a lot to discuss.
Yeah, yeah, and again, too, it also makes it good too when you like from that point of view, like you're talking about, a lot to discuss, and uh, in a way, you can almost just kind of capture your young kids with their enthusiasm for learning and wanting to experience new things and all that sort of stuff, with
Yeah.
my passion and my energy for gardening, and we can just hopefully that's going to converge just perfectly, so she'll be just loving getting out and doing all sorts of stuff, and you know we know about most about kids and their experiences with nature and all that sort of stuff. They just love it. It's really important to be able to do that sort of stuff and get them connected. So,
It's
yeah, it's
so
really exciting.
important. Yeah, I
Hmm.
love that. A lot of the time nowadays, especially, kids are so distracted with tech and stuff that it's nice to
Hmm.
get outside and
Hmm.
teach kids to connect with nature. So I love that.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
really
she's
nice.
already getting to figure out all this sort of stuff. One of her favorite things is to grab my phone and try to start playing around with it. She's got her little fingers already pushing little buttons
Yeah, that's what
on
they're
the phone
designed
and
to
all that
do.
sort
They're
of stuff.
stimulating, right? It's like attractive for kids. So,
In fact, she called our good friend Adam. He's a moderator, and it
yeah,
just happened to be one of the last calls I made over the last few days, right? And she is
that's
giving him a
funny.
call.
Nice. That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
no, it's really gonna be fun, and really hopefully too, as we move down the years and all that sort of stuff, she has just as much fun with it. And you never know, we might just have one of those, kind of dynamic type of channels, or things down the
Yeah.
road where
I
it's
was
like
gonna
grandpa
say,
and granddaughter in the garden
yeah,
together. you know
maybe she'll be a panelist in the green room one day.
One day. That's right. That's right. I've been trying to get her mom to get her over here sometime so we can get her at least for a few minutes at the top of a show or something for
Yeah,
one
I
of these shows or
would
something.
love to do a rapid fire with her.
Oh my God. And here's the thing. She is fastly learning how she wants to talk so bad right now. I mean,
Yeah.
every time
She's
I'm
at that
hanging out with her,
age, right?
yeah, where she's just mumbling and pointing and doing expressions like she's trying to explain things and stuff
Yeah.
already, but just doesn't have the words for them yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's
That's
gonna be
funny.
just like her granddad. And we were teasing about that earlier. It's like,
Love that.
it's kind of known in my family that we're talkers.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
me
passing it
too.
right down in the genes. She's gonna be a talker just like the rest of us.
That's good though. As long as we're talking about plants, it's okay. Talk away, you know?
That's right. That's right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
So
she'll
how's your
love it.
week been, Natalie? How things been going? We
Forget
were
about the
kind of
week.
talking a
How's
little
my
bit.
evening
I
been?
know. That's what I was
It's
gonna really get
crazy.
to, as you were saying something
Yeah,
before we
no,
got
I
started.
just
Wow.
you know, with these kinds of things, there's always problems. And
Oh
so
man,
I've just been
systems.
dealing with like roadblock after roadblock this afternoon. I was trying
Hmm.
to replenish my system, like drain all the old, replenish with fresh water because I'm having some problems. And then my
Hmm.
pump started like spewing out water everywhere, and there was a mess everywhere. And then my other pump stopped working. Anyways, it's just problems. And so right after the show, we have to continue. The work doesn't stop. So
Figuring out what possibly do you think it might be?
well, I fixed the issue now.
Oh,
Now I
okay.
just have to add nutrients back in my
Okay.
system and do all that stuff.
So
But
we'll
yeah,
get.
since my live this afternoon, I've been
Yeah.
at it and I have not stopped. I have not left the grow tent since. So I'm
Oh
still
my.
here.
Still here. Haven't gone
We're
anywhere.
still here. So this is the break that I'm getting right now. I even brought a chair to the grow tent. So we're good
Oh,
now.
there
I'm
you go.
ready.
So you don't have to
Yeah,
stand the whole time. That's good.
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my, yeah. You need that. You need that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I spend too much time in here to be standing all the time. So
Yeah, yeah. So other than the systems going awry and having to figure out all that sort of
yeah,
stuff, how are the plants doing?
everything, well, other than the last couple of days, everything's doing well. Finally starting to see some fruit come in. We got some peppers growing. Some Marconi Rossos started growing this week, which is exciting. I've got the Criolla Sella plant, which is doing well, and the Mocha Swirl, so that's exciting. And then I've been harvesting lettuce like every single day from the tower, which has been awesome. And just been trying to get into succession planting and just never
Yeah,
stops in the garden, you know. It's
that's
got a
right.
lot going on.
That's right. That's right. It's never. That's just what makes it fun for those of us who like to be busy, is that there's
Yes,
plenty of tasks and
some
plenty of
some
things.
some days it feels like somebody's testing your patience, but
Yes, that's so
but
true.
it's all good. It's it's what we sign up for, and it's worth it in the end. So
That's right. That's right. Absolutely is. Real quick here before we do get moving on, I did want to mention
yeah,
this here at the top of the show. We do have our show sponsor, Ivy Organics. I do want to mention this is winding down to the end of the month in February. And each February, Ivy Organics does an annual fruit plant scion giveaway. And you want to go and check that out over at ivyorganics.com and give them our promo code to grow 10 GROW10. Get 10% off of all of the things. They got some great 3-1 plant guard fertilizers, all that sort of stuff, and then you get 10% off of that plus the free plants and all of that. And I'm sure they got still got plenty of really good selections for you to get. And what a great deal. Definitely take
yeah,
advantage of that here. It's the last week to get in on this great special that they do each and every year there.
nice.
All right. Yeah, that and also too, let's see here. I have one more thing too, right? Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to mention this here as well. And I know you're kind of not really a soil gardener yet. We're working on you. We're working on you
Well, I
yet.
am. I have a soil flower garden every summer, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am to a certain degree.
Well, I'm only teasing just a little bit here when it comes down to it. But I just wanted to say, though, too, one more time, and we've mentioned this through this weekend of the shows, that the gardening world, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dr. Elaine Ingham,
Hmm.
Natalie.
Yeah, I've
Dr.
heard.
Elaine Ingham passed away this last
Yeah,
week,
very
and
sad.
we did a little tribute to her for on the Saturday show and all of that. But I just wanted to mention here as well on the green room that we're all thinking of her and her family and all of that too. Is such a big, she was such a massive inspiration to me when I first began organic food gardening myself too, and all
Yeah.
of that too. So just wanted to make sure we did give her a shout out
Yeah,
here
I
on
know
our
that
show
she
as well.
was a pillar in the community. So
Big
thoughts
time,
and
big time.
prayers to the community and to her family.
Yeah, yeah. And as the Soil Food Web Foundation says, in her honor, go out and plant a tree, get something in your garden growing. And I said on the Saturday show, take it really one step further for Dr. Elaine Ingham. She was the pioneer of or not really pioneer, but powerhouse in the field of like composting, you know what I mean? And compost tea and that sort of stuff too. So go start a compost pile or brew some compost tea sometime this year in honor of Dr. Elaine Ingham. That'd be really great.
Yes, that's awesome.
All right, all right. So let's go ahead and we're gonna have to get moving on here on this show. We got lots to get to here, but right here at the top of the show, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, it's time for roll call.
My name is Kevin. Yeah. That is my name. Yeah. They call me Kevin. Yeah. Because that's my name. Roll call.
All right, all right. Excellent, excellent. It's roll call time. So that means everybody.
Present.
You're here. That's right. We got Natalie here. I'm here. We're all here. We're getting this started up. But again, I always see, we'll start with this one here. We got Riz joining us from India. I love this. This is great. They're in the chat early. I think right after your live stream early. I think
Yeah.
get it right in here into our chat and everything. But I love
What's
it.
up,
waiting
Riz?
there, just waiting for the show to start. Well, we got it going now. It's great to have you here with us, as well as.
Yeah, we got Michael. Good evening, Michael. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I guess this was a little bit before the show too. David in the chat there saying, I can't wait. We'll be watching.
And we got MK. Here we go. Let's grow, MK. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, all right. And we also got our guest coming up here just a little bit later on the show too. David's in the chat. Botron rattles with excitement at the blazing efficiency. Okay, I see. A shout out for the J-Bot. Yes, that's right. We got to say hi to Jay. I don't see her thing in here though too, but hello to Jay, our facilitator.
Yeah, she's here. I see her in the chat. I got the
she's
chat
here.
open right here. Yeah. And we got Hash. Good evening, Hash. Good to see you.
You betcha. Dusty Flats, good evening to you. Good to have you here with us. Great to have you here, as well as my good friend.
Yeah, we got Adam in the house. Yeah, he's the one that you said your granddaughter just recently
He's the one who
called,
got the
right?
call earlier.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
he got the
Love
call
it.
earlier.
And we got Croc Gardner. Good to see you, Croc.
Absolutely. And Serena, hey cousin, it's always great to see you. Thank you for being here with us. Absolutely.
And we got Down Home Backyard Gardening. Good evening. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Yeah, as well as Janet joining with us here. Thank you so much, Janet. And also Janet, too. I just want to mention to Janet as well, too. Thank you so much, Janet, for all of the great Janet goes in and gives us comments on the replays and all that sort of stuff all the time as well, too. So I just wanted to show a little appreciation for that. Thank you so much, Janet.
We got Mia. Good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out.
All right. Let's see here as well as, what is this, SB Sprecken? Hey, can't wait. All right. Well, you don't have to wait any longer. Here we are.
I'm excited to support my my boy Bowtie. Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Yeah. And then we got nope. What's up, fellow gardeners?
Right this time.
I figured it out. Coming in from Las Vegas. Awesome. Got some overwintered carrots, aloe, Jedi jalapenos, huh? They got some lightsabers with those jalapenos. Cherry tomatoes, getting ready to grow some heat-tolerant plants. Yeah, definitely got to have some heat-tolerant plants in Las Vegas, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We got Janet. Thanks, Janet, for hanging out from Southwest Florida.
All right. Excellent. Let's see here. We got Robin Gardens.
Oh, mocha swirl seeds. Exciting. Happy growing, Robin. We'll have to exchange photos on that one for sure. Can't wait.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm sure we'll get to see those mocha swirls sometime down the road.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I've got them growing. They're beautiful plants.
And then we got Paul from Guten Gardening in there as well. Paul,
yeah, what's
it's great
up, Paul?
To see you.
Yeah, we had Paul here last week. It was a great show. It was so much fun.
Yeah. In fact, Paul took from our lightning round last week the question you asked him about his favorite tool. Remember, he said his hands.
Yeah.
He took that.
I love that.
Yeah. He took that into consideration for his in the garden segment on yesterday's show.
Nice.
So, yeah, that was great.
Nice. Oh, what's up? It's Scummy Life. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
All right. And then it looks like we also got G Mama Grows as well in the
Yeah.
chat there too. A little special
She's gonna
announcement
be,
coming up here later on the show about G Mama Grows too, right?
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
excellent. And then let's see here. That's right.
Yeah, somebody say hi, Eddie. What's up, Eddie?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you all so much here for jumping in and getting in on our roll call today. And if we didn't get you mentioned, definitely jump into our chat. We'll get you popped up on the screen here throughout the show as we keep moving along here today. But as I was mentioning, we just a little bit earlier, we do have Shawnee Grows with our Grow What You Eat segment this week.
Before you buy a single seed for spring, draw your space. I promise this one step will change everything. You don't need a farm, you just need a system. We're going to make a map. Okay, so grab your, plain paper. Maybe you have graphed paper. Maybe you know how to do this on a computer. Draw the outline of your yard, your balcony, a patio, a windowsill. Maybe you have a community garden plot. Maybe it's like grow bags. Here's a good example. So this is in the book The Self-Sufficiency Garden by Hugh Richards and Sam Cooper. And so it's a very technical book, and I'm going to do a review on it if I haven't already by the time you see this. See how they have it mapped out? Like polytunnel, raised beds, hot beds. The little circles are the grow bags. That is efficient, right? And you can write right in the bed what goes in there, or you can get a clipboard and a piece of paper. Now for me, I can't do a bird's eye view because I have like 3,000 square feet and it's spaced out all over north, south, east, west of the property. So I would designate one paper for one space. Like this whole section would be planned for my shaded annual or my full sun annual or the West Food Forest Island. I would have to do it that way. I wouldn't be able to fit it all on one page. But you're going to have to include things like, where's the sun rising and setting? So where's your north, south, east, west, okay? Where are there walls or fences or buildings that can cast shade? Where's the water access? Where's your compost going to be? Where is your area where you're going to try making some liquid fertilizers? Is there some kind of wind coming through? So that might help you decide on what plants to put where to catch the wind. Hard surfaces that warm up early. So, of course, I want to hear from you. What's the trickiest part of your space to map out? Maybe you're a pro at this and you do this every season and you have a master printed one. Maybe you're new. I want to hear in the comments and in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Are you a mapper outer? What tools do you use to do it? I'm a pen and paper person. Some people use technology and software and blueprinting. I want to hear from you, right? Every space has warm pockets. Concrete holds heat. Brick walls radiate warmth, the foundation of a home. These are your early sowing zones. So that's where you can get a jump start on your garden. So maybe you already know the answer to this. What part of your space warms up first in the spring? Can you tell just by watching where the snow melts first? Right? South-facing walls, dark hard surfaces, places that really don't get a lot of wind, anything that can reflect light. These spaces, we're going to throw in spinach, radish, peas, cilantro, cabbage, tatsoi, kale, green onions. If you eat those things, get them going in those spaces right away. Beat the frost, right? So once you've identified your warmest microclimate, you're totally claiming it, okay? You can see how early you can plant things there and them still be okay. Maybe you actually have a cold frame or a low tunnel. Maybe you have a well-draining raised bed. If it's made of stone, it'll heat up and hold on to that heat longer. Maybe you have some kind of balcony with reflected heat. Even the apartment warriors. Warm windowsills, south-facing balconies, grow shelves, passive solar spots, borrowed heat from brick buildings. A balcony on a south wall should be able to grow greens sooner than when you have your last frost date. A driveway edge warms up fast, and it's great for some kind of container. Apartment windowsills, you could get some microgreens growing. So where will you start your early sowing this year? Figure that out on your little map. We're going to actually start with what you eat, right? Write down your top 10 vegetables you buy most often. You should already have this list based on our 30-day observation of what am I buying at the store, what's on my plate the most. Circle the ones that are going to be for our spring first time planting. Make sure to add some kind of protein source if you can. So that's your beans, peas, chickpeas. Add a leafy green, add a root crop, add a fun plant, right? Quickly, a little list of cool weather crops: peas, spinach, arugula, radish, lettuce mixes, bok choy, carrots, parsnips, green onions, mustard, kale, turnips. So what's the first crop you're excited to plant in the spring? Let's hear from you. We are also trying to think about building a full plate system, not a farm. Now, this is where people get it wrong. You don't need acres. You need a system that uses these tools. So, quick maturing crops, succession planting, and always be filling a space. That is what I'm talking about for our tools. Radish, 22 days. Arugula, 25 days. Asian greens, 25 to 35 days. Baby lettuce can be grown, germinated, and eaten in 30 days. Your succession planting. When you harvest a space, you immediately replant that space. This can double or triple your yield in a small area. An example: plant radish, harvest it; plant bush beans, harvest it; plant fall carrots. Spinach, cucumbers, fall lettuce. Peas, basil, fall kale. Always be filling a space. Never leave bare soil, right? We hear that all the time. It dries out. It starves your microbes. You lose production. Fill in the gaps, okay? Herbs, green onions, bush beans, baby lettuce, maybe some flowers, right? So what's one empty space in your garden that stayed empty way too long this year, and you're going to make that change? Tell me, maybe it's this little corner. Maybe it's over by the rain barrel. Which space do we need to work on keeping filled? A garden doesn't need to be huge, okay? We're working with layers. We're working with fast-growing things, constantly replenishing the garden, building on the crop rotation, anchored in succession planting. So what are some really quick things? If you need more ideas, here we go. Anything that is for like a 25 to 45 day crop. Radish, arugula, baby greens, green onions, tatsoi, pak choi, mizuna. We're going to be growing meals, okay? So we got to change those areas that are underused. We're changing them this year. We're going to plant them. So here is your homework. Are you ready? Map out your space in whatever form that makes sense for your brain. Identify your warmest spots. Maybe you just need to watch during the thaw which place thawed first. That's your warmest spot. And write down 10 spring planting crops based on what you actually eat. You should have that list in your mind of what you actually put on that plate. Remember, you don't need acres, right? You don't need a perfect setup. You just need a plan and the courage to start. When you map your space, you find your warm pockets and fill every inch with intention. Your garden becomes a system that works with you. So keep growing every day in every way, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Ivory Organic was founded on the gardening concept of whitewashing, simply lightening your plants to better tolerate weather extremes, transplant shock, and so much more. Such a valuable gardening practice that farmers have been doing it since BC times. However, in recent years, most research has been caring for plants and trees using latex and tar-based products which are designed to last 100 years, but fall off your plants within 1 to 2 years as your plants grow, contaminating your garden soil indefinitely. Available in colors white or more natural looking colors such as brown, green, gray, and grayish. Ivory Organic has 2 general categories of whitewash products. The 3-in-1 Plant Guard, which includes 7 natural oils, including castor, cinnamon, clove, garlic, peppermint, rosemary, and spearmint, which offer insect and rodent repellent protection, and the whitewash oil-free formula. Both products also have diatomaceous earth in the base ingredients, which naturally offer some insect repellent protection too. As always, keep growing with Ivory Organics, and wishing you all happy gardening.
Why wait for the right season to start your garden when you can grow anything you want all year round? This is my indoor garden where I grow all of my own produce regardless of the season. Aeroponically grown food, pesticide-free, all organic. The mission is to inspire and educate others to do the same. Whether you're limited in space or not, an indoor garden can be your reality. Follow along as I explore all the ways to achieve a successful indoor garden. From aeroponic Dutch buckets to vertical grow towers, I experiment with all kinds of grow mediums and varieties. Let's learn and grow together and reclaim our food sovereignty.
All right, here we are back at it again. Thank you,
We're
everybody, for
back.
joining us tonight. And thank you to Shawnee, too, for a really great, informative Grow What You Eat segment. And I love that she talked about mapping out your garden, you know, especially like folks from like myself who've got like a bunch of different types of garden
Yes.
spaces and places that I grow.
Yeah.
It's great to have a good map of where everything is and where they go. And then it also helps too, and I'll say this too, it also helps if you forget to put some labels out there too, you know what I mean? To have a good
Yeah.
map and things and where you know things are at. So
See,
yeah, for sure.
I've attempted that before, and it just never works out. I end up moving stuff around, and I never follow my own map.
Never follow my own. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or again, too, you know, things change up throughout the season. You do kind
Yeah.
of keep up with it if you're trying to keep track of things, anyways, when it comes down to it. But right on. Thanks again to Shawnee from Shawnee Grows there. Everybody go
Yeah,
check
that
out
was
her
awesome.
link down below in the description and go find out some really other great things over on her channel as well, too. Also, let's talk a little bit about what we had going on this weekend here on the
Yeah.
show.
Tell me, how was the weekend?
Yeah. Well, actually, this Saturday we had a really fun show with my good friend, Mr. MBC, Mark Mache Colbert, joined us from the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival. So we got a really great tour and look around at all the fun things going on there up in Seattle right now at the Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one that you were telling me about, right?
Oh yeah, man. I really
Yeah.
wish I could have made it up, man. It looked like it was so much fun this year, but
Yeah.
we're always so fortunate to have our good friend Mark with us to be able to take us around and show us what's going on. It's one of his favorite shows every single year. So hopefully I'll get
Yeah.
out there next year. So if you guys want
Yeah.
to do a meetup next year, let's meet up in Seattle for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then Sunday edition of the show, I took the day off, and our good friend Jay dropped in to host a chat with Muddy Puddles Farm, joining us. Joe from over in the UK joining us for the conversation yesterday, along with everyone else in the chat. So really fun conversation yesterday for you guys to go back and check out too. Plus, last Monday on the Green Room, we had a really good show. You mentioned it just a little bit earlier, Natalie. We had our good friend Paul from Guten Gardening on with us, as well as Scott from
Yeah.
New Garden Road, and that was a really, really fun show. You'll definitely
Yeah,
want
it
to go
was.
back and check
It was
it out.
great. Yeah, it was a great conversation, and I think we have Paul with us here tonight in the chat. So thanks for spending some time with us, Paul. Great conversation last week.
Yeah. Paul is great, and also Scott from New Garden Road too. He's probably one of my good friends down in Texas, a Texas
Yeah.
gardener. So it was good to kind of get that kind of, we were all over the globe a little bit, right? Northern and some
Absolutely.
southern climates and talking about all that sort of stuff, right? So it was a really
And then
good.
there's me with the snow, just here by myself.
Yeah. But fortunately for you, you got a way to get an escape from all of that snow and get down in your basement in that cool grow room
Fortunately,
and
yes,
be able to
fortunately.
continue your growing. And I mean, tomatoes
Yeah.
in wintertime, I mean, come on.
I mean, it doesn't feel so cool right now tonight, but yeah, usually.
Definitely right on. Excellent. Well, those were our shows from this last week. We'll give you a little heads up about what we got coming up here just a little bit later on in the week here. Just
Yeah.
later on in the show. But I think it's about time that we get this conversation started today, Natalie. What do you say?
Yeah, joining us tonight.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
We got this first, real quick.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got us backwards. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to introduce our first guest, Nick Federoff from
Oh.
Things Green.
Okay, we got Nick joining with us. I got to get this going on here. Where are we at? Let's do this real quick. We'll go like that. There's Nick right there with
We got
us.
Nick.
Well,
And
greetings
there's
and salutations. How you guys doing?
Good
Doing
evening,
great,
Nick.
doing
Thanks
great.
for
I don't know
joining
how your
us.
computer looks, but I'm sitting right next to Natalie, and I like that.
There you go.
Well, it's a
Wait,
pleasure to meet you. Thank
Am I
you for hanging
turning
out
red?
with
I
us.
should be
There you
turning
go.
red.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
we kind of have
I-
like on my screen. It looks like the Beauty and the Beast kind of thing going on.
There
over
you
here.
go.
Okay.
Yeah,
I tend to
Yeah.
have that
I'm
effect on
included
people.
there
People call
too,
me a
for
beast
sure.
all the time.
Oh wow!
All right, and as well as Nick joining us as well here on the green room, we've got our good friend David from Bowtie Life.
Hey,
joining us as
everybody.
well, too.
What's
How's
up,
it
Bowtie?
going?
Good to see
Hey.
you.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to be here. I can't believe I'm sitting next to that guy.
I love it. Who's that
Very
guy?
exciting.
Oh man.
Well, hello. How you doing?
Nice to meet you face to face finally.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you both for joining us tonight. We're so looking forward to having a great conversation with you both. So thank you so much.
Well, you
How
do
are you
know
both
that
doing?
before we even get started, I just want to make sure you have a typo right there in
Oh, do
your,
it.
in your. Yeah, you do. It says the green room. It should say the Things Green Room.
Oh,
Good
I
one.
love
It's a
it. There you
special
go.
edition of the green room, and it's
Uh,
called the
It's a
Things
special,
Green
yeah.
Room.
It's a
Just
special
saying.
That's a
things
good
green
one.
room.
Yeah, you know what? That's what we should title tonight's show. I
Right,
like that.
exactly. The thing, yeah, I know. I'm gonna change the title after this is over for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Excellent,
Good
excellent.
thinking.
Well, guys, let's give you guys each here just a minute, kind of introduce yourselves for anybody who might not know who you are out there, which I can't imagine anybody not knowing who my good friend Nick is. But Nick, let's give you a couple of minutes here real quick and introduce yourself to everybody.
A couple of minutes isn't going to do it, man.
I
wrote a
know,
whole
I
book
know,
about
I
my
know.
stuff.
I knew
Gee,
that
man.
was gonna be
Okay,
trouble
basically
for
what
you.
I do is I help homeowners, businesses, I help beginning gardeners, seasoned gardeners on how to do whatever that they want to do from somebody who's actually been in the trenches. So in short, that's basically what it is. And I actually have a degree in ornamental horticulture. I had a crew of 60 people on my payroll at one time doing landscaping installations to maintenance to city work, county work, et cetera, et cetera. And I have been a full-time garden communicator for nearly 40 years, even though I don't look it.
Not a day.
Yeah, you wouldn't be
Not a
able to
day.
tell.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. And I answer questions. I host a 2-hour syndicated radio show heard on stations throughout the country on terrestrial radio. We also have, of course, our podcasts, and I host a 30-minute PBS television show on here in a small hamlet called Los Angeles, and yeah, so we reach out to about 25 million people every weekend, and then that's just on the TV side of it. And then, but technically, I'm on 8 radio television stations, but we don't talk about the other 7 stations because they play there. You would think television would be up and with technology, and they're not. They actually play shows off of DVDs that we send. They don't even
Oh
download
my,
them.
really?
Yeah, we have to send it to them. and then I have no idea what they're going to be airing until I get emails asking, "Hey, you said this." Yeah, I probably did. I don't know how to answer your question because I don't know what show you're talking about. But they'll play shows. Yeah, they'll play shows 2 years before. It's so maddening. But so I just brag about being on the one that covers Southern California. That's me.
That's you.
The one that counts.
Yeah. David, your turn.
Yep. There you go.
Me go? Okay.
Yeah, it's your turn. There you go.
I'm not as graceful.
Nick's
as
handing it off. He's so used to hosting his own shows. That,
I know.
That's right. He knows how this goes.
Well, I'm Bowtie David. I grow in Florida. I experiment publicly on Bowtie Life. I try to encourage new gardeners not to panic. So sitting next to someone who's been solving garden panic for decades feels like a pretty good place to be.
Okay. Hey, David, I was on, I don't know if I still am because I'm on, they tell me it's about 250 stations nationwide. So I don't keep in touch with my syndication at all, but I've been on KFLA for years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In Florida.
That's not surprising. They're a pretty good station.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. So, okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to jump into it?
I'll try not to take over.
Oh yeah.
Take over all you want. It's okay. We're here to have a conversation, so make our job easy.
All right. Well, again, we have a really fun little way that we like to get this conversation started off around here in the green room, and that is with our lightning round.
Lightning round.
All right, yeah, it's lightning round time.
Yeah,
so.
we like to put our guests in the hot seat as soon as they get here, just to keep them on your toes and get to know you a little bit, have the audience have a little fun with a lightning round. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, go ahead, David.
I've
I've
already agreed.
Yeah,
I've already
actually,
agreed
Nick,
with the producer that I'm going to take the first question and I'm going to pontificate for about 60 seconds.
So, yeah, you've got 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. So that's about 2 seconds per question.
My brain doesn't work that fast,
Are we doing Bowtie first or Nick first?
Oh, it looks like
whatever you want to do.
We got Bowtie. You good with that?
Bowtie, you good? You ready?
Yeah. No.
All right. Here we go. Let's get this going here. As soon as the timer starts.
I think I feel more nervous than the person that's being questioned.
I know,
Because
we're
can
all
I
on the
read
spot.
all the questions within the time frame, right?
I got to get all this stuff back here right too as well. So we're all on the spot here when it comes to this lightning round. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So as soon as the timer starts, let's get this rolling.
Thanks, Doug.
All right.
Oh, timer's going. Let me start again. Sorry.
I don't see it on it's not on the screen.
Are you not seeing it above you?
No, it's just a white screen.
Not yet.
What is going on? All right, let's see here.
You can just count us down if you want.
There we go.
All right, so
I
I think you got
it.
Yep, we see it now.
All right, Bowtie, are you ready?
I was ready.
All right, let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's going. Okay, let's go. Ready?
All right, let's
go.
Most difficult plant you've ever grown?
Brussels sprouts.
How many bow ties do you own?
36.
One plant that defines you as a gardener.
Loofah.
One gardening tool that you can't live without.
My kneeling bench. I love it.
Biggest gardening inspiration.
Probably Gardner Scott right after Jess from Roots and Refuge.
Most rewarding part of being a YouTube creator.
The community.
What's one crop you grow that you're the most proud of?
Oh, my hot peppers. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Finish this sentence. I knew I was officially a gardener when?
I actually didn't kill everything.
Direct sowing seeds or seed starting early?
Direct. So, yes. I'll say yes.
If you could grow a garden anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Right in Destin, Florida, in the heart of Old Town.
There you go. You did
right,
it.
you
I
did
did
it.
Job.
You
What?
made
Within
it.
60
You
seconds,
made
you
it.
answered
How about
all
that?
10
Goodness.
questions.
Yeah.
Round of applause for both.
Oh,
Great
Nick,
job.
this is easy. You got this, brother.
For the
Yeah,
record,
piece of cake.
those were all my answers. All right, let's go to the next part of the segment.
It's okay. You have
So
specific
you're coming to
questions
Destin,
for
Florida. All right, brother.
Yeah, obviously I got it now. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that quickly.
She's
Oh my
got
gosh.
different questions for you, though, I'm afraid.
Oh, is that right? Okay. All right, let's see
Of
what you can
course.
do.
Here we
I
go.
can't
All
make
the
it easy
scientific
for you.
names of every
Seats.
plant you ever grew.
Now Nick's in the hot seat. Here we go.
All right.
Are
Whenever
you
you're ready. Are you
Let's
ready?
Here we go.
All right. If you could grow one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Tomatoes,
What plant best represents your personality?
sugarcane,
One thing beginner gardeners worry about too much.
overwatering and underwatering.
What's one gardening rule you love breaking?
Ugh. Well, I like to break. Oh, I can't answer that quick. Go to the next one.
Okay, if you could only grow one edible crop for a whole season, what is it?
Cucumbers.
Finish this sentence. I knew I was officially a gardener when.
He said you weren't going to give me his questions. I knew I was a gardener when I was 12 years old.
Most difficult plant you've ever grown.
Oh, jeez, hosta, believe it or not.
Biggest gardening inspiration.
Jerry Baker.
Most valuable lesson Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Most valuable lesson gardening has taught you.
Patience.
And worst. Oh,
Wait,
well,
give it
we
to me,
made
'cause
it
I
to the
screwed
last
around.
question.
That's it. You get
Worst
it.
gardening advice you've ever received.
Ever receive? I can give you the worst one I ever gave.
Okay,
Oh,
let's hear it.
that's
Let's
even
hear
better.
it.
That's even
Let's
better.
hear
Okay,
it.
true story time. I
Okay.
was on one of the most powerful radio when I first started my career. I was on one of the most powerful, biggest stations in the United States, 50,000 watt clear powerhouse station. Very last question of the day. Somebody calls me up and says, I want to do something to my roses to make them bigger and grow better. What is something I could put on there? And I told them to put on a handful of Epsom salts. So I get a letter because back then there was no thing called the internet. I get a letter that says, Nick, you made a mistake. You told the people to put rock salt on. Yeah. So first thing I do is I get on the air and I says, hey, I got a retraction here because we were out, right? So a whole week. And I says, look, this is the problem. I apologize. I told that person to put down rock salt, not Epsom salts. First caller calls up. Says, Nick, what do? I have 150 roses that I went out that day. I bought rock salt and I put it on my roses. That question and that whole weekend has actually haunted me my whole career. Really has. It was a good thing that I'm at that time I was a quasi-Rosarian and I knew what to do to fix the problem. But I'll tell you this much. That guy with the 150 roses, his water bill went up tremendously.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine.
That's the answer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you guys don't know who Jerry Baker is, do you? You guys are too young.
Yeah, I guess
David,
so.
do you know who he is?
I do not. I'm
Okay,
actually still a relatively new gardener.
Okay, so he used to be out of Florida. He was probably the king of nonsense gardening.
Nonsense gardening.
Yeah, he was really the one who put quote unquote organic gardening on the map. But many of his approaches were these wives' tales that would never actually work. For instance, people they'll say put cinnamon on your for rooting hormone. That doesn't work. If it worked, they would do it on a commercial level. But he used to get so wacky to where he was the one that said, well, you put beer on your plants for fertilizer. Well, the guy used to like to drink beer. He'd drink beer, pop one, wouldn't drink the whole thing and put it on his plants. And it really actually ruined his career. May he rest in peace. He's a sweetheart of a guy. We used to be in a lot of different circles back in the day. He used to encourage people to urinate on their plants. And yeah, it was really.
I know a couple gardeners
Now,
like that too.
I have a reason to urinate on plants. I actually have a legitimate reason.
And
I'm interested in hearing this, though.
Yes. We're talking
I'm
story
intrigued.
time here.
yeah, all right, for the record, I'm taking notes. This will end up on television.
I was talking to Jess over at Plot 37 about a particular topic, and I recommended that she get her boyfriend to go pee on her garden. And the reason is because she was having badger troubles. They killed all her chickens. And back in Arkansas, we live in remote Arkansas up in the top of the mountain, and two boys, teenage boys growing up, the rule was if they need to go find a tree. And they marked those trees for years. And the day our youngest one finally went off to do his thing, it was about 3 months later, we had a dozen coyotes fighting on our front porch.
Wow.
And it was nuts. And I went out there with the shotgun and shot off several shells into the air and scared them off. But I tell you what, I started that night going marking trees that hadn't been marked in 3 months because I didn't have no boys to mark them anymore. I forgot about it.
Whatever works.
Well, I'll
right?
support you on that one, but good old Jerry, he was using it for fertilizer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. Pest control, fertilizer.
There was a company, they were making a well, I take that back. There was a company, I think they were called Zoodoo, and they used to be called Zoodoo. And what they would do, not only would they take the manures from different zoo animals and repackage it, compost it down, they would go through and they would wash down where the coyotes were, where the lions were, where all these predator animals were, collect that watered down, whiz, and then rebottle it and spray it, because they didn't, if you didn't have the teenage boys, you would do this. Yeah. So there is something to that. Predatory smells are a real thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, the night I started, it was like 2 or 3 days later, and I actually was standing out there on our front porch, and you can hear them off in the tree line's about 200 feet in 3 different directions from that cabin. And I could hear them off behind the tree line. And I actually watched one coyote come out and sniff that first tree I marked and go back. And then from another direction, another coyote came out, sniffed that tree, and they left. That was it.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Wow.
It really is amazing.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Absolutely. Let's see here real quick, Nick. Ash is in the comments asking, did you ever work in the North Pole?
Okay, so
and then no, I gotta say this real quick. Nope. Puts in there, your wizard beard is amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It is.
It does go further down, All right, so I do have a thing that I do all the time when I go to maybe a coffee shop or a donut place or anything like that. They'll always ask me, they'll say, what's your name? They want to know what your name is. I answer everybody the same exact way. I'll look at them and I'll go, Santa. So many times, number one, they always chuckle at that. Number two, about half of the time, I get my order for free.
Really?
Oh,
That's so fun. Well,
yeah.
your name is Nick, Saint Nick. It's kind of pretty,
Natalie,
right?
Natalie, grow a beard. You'll get all kinds of free food.
You know what? I just shaved earlier. So I didn't want to make you look bad or anything.
All right, there's a reason for this. You guys, Enoch knows with this because he's hung out over here at the studio before. What I lack in cutting on my face, I make up on trees and shrubs and bushes.
One of the things that Nick does
That's
all the
awesome.
time on his social media is you put a picture in there and say, caption this. Did you like the one I put on recently?
I don't remember it.
Nick standing on the side of some river somewhere pointing across the way at the woods, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, capturing this, I was like, imagine Nick standing there saying, I swear there was a Sasquatch over there. And he stopped and paused and took amazement at my beard. It's great.
How long did it take you to grow that?
You weren't even a twinkle in your parents' eye.
All right.
My chin has not seen sunshine since 1979.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I called up. I remember the day that I decided to grow it. I called up my then girlfriend, now wife. I said, "Do you mind if I grow a beard or not?" And she says, "What do I care?"
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish.
Yeah, that
Just like that. She
escalated
says,
quickly.
"What do I care for?" And I actually hung up on her, and I never shaved since then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's
That's
great. That's great.
commitment
Have you
right
ever
there.
had, I mean, come on, was there ever like something that have
No.
ever happened or so, like, I mean, come on, imagine you're around something, some tar or something gets in there. And
Yeah,
gets
you know,
all
the worst thing,
messed
yeah,
up and you're thinking
you know
like,
what,
I gotta
there-
cut a chunk out.
There's an
or-
occupational hazard to it. You got to be careful. So
Yeah.
I went one time and I was working. This was years ago. My beard was brown, and I was working with a battery operated drill, and I got too close to it.
Oh,
and
Ooh.
I've done that.
oh, yeah, you got that one right, David.
Oh,
It went
gosh.
like it smacked me in the chin. It took me 3.5 hours to untangle it, and I created 5 gallons of manly tears. None of these
Wow.
sissy tears, manly tears.
I can
My
imagine. Yeah.
face hurt for 6 years, and when I started to turn gray, yeah, I was actually like this from here down, just like these guys. They have their goats. I was right here. It was just right. In fact, you can still see it's a little bit brown right here, and it's
I think
it was like a racing stripe. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's right.
It's
Yeah,
got
that
a
was-
story too.
absolutely the worst thing ever. Yeah, I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, that
So-
sounds horrible.
One of the characters I play is a pirate. Let's see if I can get it to come in.
I don't know if it's
Nope,
gonna
no,
show.
hang on. It turned off. I'm gonna try it one more time here. Doggone
Careful,
it.
bow tie.
It's a pirate, and I only do this on the Disney ship,
Nice.
but I have to grow it out for about 6 months or 4 months before a cruise.
Nice.
And I've actually been mistaken for cast members because
Oh
I do
my
the
gosh.
full thing. He appears
Really?
on videos sometimes. Yes.
That is so
I have
cool. Good for you.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Lord
Yeah.
Compostington made an appearance today. You'll see him coming up here pretty soon.
Ah, nice. Well, you know, there's a guy in Montana a number of years ago. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. A barber, and he's got all these people that he's cutting hair for, and he collects all of the hair, and he composts it down. And
Nice.
And he sells it. Well, at first he wasn't composting it, and he got big trouble because people were buying bags of hair, and when it dries, it just goes all over the place.
Oh,
And it was-
wow.
It wasn't sanitary, right? So he had to take it and compost it a little
Compost it,
bit,
mhm.
and he's selling it as a high fortified kind of fertilizer because he's claiming that there's all kinds of protein in the hairs. You know, especially with the girls, they have all kinds of goos and potions and stuff that they put on there that you know, makes them so pretty. So you take and you cut all that up, and then you've got yourself a fertilizer for your plants.
Do you
But when
use
I-
that? What do you use on your beard?
Beeswax.
Oh, there you go.
I can't tell. That's between me and Mrs. Things Green.
All right.
All right. Well,
now,
we did have a
I do-
question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
I do use I do throw my beard cuttings out into the yard because the birds love to make nests out of that stuff.
Oh,
Hair and beards.
could
It's
see that.
really good for nature. It's
Wow.
really
If I
good.
cut my dog's hair outside or her fur
Mhm.
outside, yeah, the,
Let
the
it
birds
fly.
take that and they
Yep.
Oh.
use it in their nest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
use that. And if you've ever gotten or seen a nest that's fallen out of a tree and all that sort of stuff, you can see they use anything and everything they can find
Yeah.
all over the place to stitch those things together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do an
Even
amazing
things
job.
from my garden.
Yeah.
All right, let's pose this here because Nick's our professional here on the show tonight. Nope. Was asking a little bit earlier, and I'm sure you've heard of these sort of things before, Nick. But they're asking about how to preparing aloe for soil drench, and they've talked about doing banana teas and some for potassium and those things. But are they just getting fruit flies? Could this introduce bugs or pathogens? What's the deal with some of these things that we're seeing out there? As far
Yeah,
as
you know,
stuff we can make?
I have a very difficult time of really trying to grasping on to these quote unquote, I'm going to call them wives' tales. Things that if they sound like they're too good to be true, chances are they are.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of doing things. I mean, you know, I've done I've recommended people to use dish soap on aphids. Well, there's a scientific reason behind that.
Yep.
For instance, but when we're talking for something like this, take those bananas, make yourself a shake, throw the peel away, and go get some fertilizer. Or
compost pile. Put it
compost
in the compost
it.
pile.
Yeah.
Put it in a compost pile. Just chop it up in little bit pieces or whatever. So if you're going to be doing a soil drench, if you have the gnats happening in there, and you're going to do a soil drench with the potassium or with the bananas like that, you're only going to take and exasperate the problem, because the problem is that your soil is too moist in the first place. You've got eggs in there. Yep. So you got to figure out a way how to kill the eggs. And the only way that you're going to kill the eggs is get rid of their food source. So their food source is within that moisture. So what do you got to do? You allow the soil to get as dry as possible. Get it as dry as the Gobi Desert. When the plant looks like it's ready to die and it's going to die that day, wait one more day.
Yeah.
Then come back and water. Now, you damage the plant by doing this, because we have to understand the science behind the roots now. Because what we've done is that we've exposed the root. We forget that all roots have root hairs. And the root hairs are microscopic roots that are protecting, or they're protecting the actual root. When a root hair dies, then what's going to happen is that the root itself is going to stop growing.
Okay.
So this happens with house plants, happens with every single plant on the face of this earth. It will take anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks or more for those root hairs to start to grow back on that root, so that root can say, okay, now I'm going to continue to venture through the soil. So it's a really tough kind of a thing, because you want to kill off the fruit flies in this particular instance, but you don't want to kill the plant. Luckily, it's an aloe, and the only thing that can kill an aloe is an exorcism, because it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. There's nothing you could do about it, right? So you're in a pretty good place as far as that's concerned. But with other plants, any other plant, you have to give it time, you have to give it preparation. And then what I would do is I would slowly introduce a liquid fish hydrolysate, not a fish emulsion. Stay away from fish emulsion. That's just trash. Fish hydrolysates are the cat's meow, because it comes directly from the fruit. From the fish itself. It's a cold process that they use. So that's the way that I would approach something like that. You give it a little bit, and then you just slowly build it up, and don't water too much. When you ask that question, am I pointing at you, Natalie?
No, you're pointing at Bowtie.
Okay. Am I pointing at you, Natalie?
There
Yes.
you
go. Okay. So, Natalie, when you ask that question, this is weird because Bowtie is, I'm pointing at him.
I know, it's the same thing. And this is,
So when you
guys are
ask
all
that,
mixed up on your
when you
side.
ask that question about, what was it? Something, I made a smart aleck remark about it. Totally threw myself off. We're talking about
the rapid
fruit.
fire.
Yeah, in the rapid fire.
Most difficult plant you've ever grown.
No.
One gardening rule you love breaking. What do beginner gardeners worry about?
I totally forgot. I guess
Underwatering and overwatering.
I guess it really doesn't matter. The point is that we want to protect those roots as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, the gist of it. Again, that's the science behind it. We don't want, we can goof around, we could joke around, and we can do all kinds of crazy stuff, but there is a certain amount that we have to understand that is important for the plants, to which they will respond to better than other ways.
Right.
Yeah,
it's all about experience, I guess, too, right? Have you ever had to implement that yourself in your garden to?
Oh, sure. Anything, absolutely.
Plants?
Anything and everything that I ever talk about has been something that I've actually experienced.
Yeah.
There's just, it's very few, and especially when you've had your own landscaping company, you come across that. We did everything from Mrs. Jones's, one little house plant to we did cities and county contracts. And you see everything. And then I'm very fortunate at the thingsgreen.com botanical gardens is on a 1/4 acre piece of property, which is unheard of here in the People's Republic of Los Angeles. And am I pointing to Enoch now?
You're pointing the other direction.
Now you're pointing to me.
I'm down the way there for sure. But yeah,
you could just call out the name.
That's right.
But the point
that
is,
guy.
Yeah, that guy. he nailed it, by the way, for me.
Yeah.
So but the thing is that I'm very fortunate that I've got the property to do stuff, because I've been to Enoch's place before, and he does things that really defies gravity. Because I've seen him grow full-blown tomato plants in a crack that big in his alley. It doesn't it doesn't make any sense. But if you give it the TLC and you throw in the whether he knew what he's doing or not, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What he does actually works, and that's really cool.
That's the key thing. Does it work?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun having you over that day too. You remember those strawberries?
Oh, they were this big. They were huge. They're the size of baseballs.
Enoch,
No, I'm not
how do you
kidding.
get?
They were giant.
How do you get enough light in the alleyway? Is there? Do you have enough sun there for tomatoes and stuff?
Oh yeah. We get more sun than I really need in the sense. But there are challenges and limitations to walls, buildings and things like that that'll create some shade in certain places, and we just kind of strategize with layering or moving things up or down and that sort of stuff in order to
very
to
cool.
help
That's
for
awesome.
stuff. But like Nick is saying, sometimes plants will just amaze you. You think you've given them a little too much shade and they'll just grow like you wouldn't believe. Or some or like he was saying, something coming out of the crack of the cement or something, and it'll just do things that you wouldn't expect it to do. And that's just a great thing about plants. They'll just really amaze you and everything too. So I wanted to ask you real quick, David, though, too, and you can tie in what you're saying here, but I'm going to ask you a little bit, because when Natalie was running all that down with you, you said that loofah was the plant that defined you. I was wondering if you might take us through that story just a little bit.
I care to elaborate.
I will elaborate on that, but I just wanted to say Serena just said one of her sunchokes has grown to about 2 inches. The reason why I'm so excited is because I dug out those sunchokes out of my front garden, and they sat in a tray over here. And if you've grown sunchokes, they start getting real soft and mushy. So I panicked, stuck them in some moist soil. I said, I better get these to Serena fast. So I sent Serena a grow bag with some soil, some slightly moist soil in it. And I tell you, I had some more in my tray, and they're growing now. That's so cool. Okay, so yes, my loofah saga. We had a arch trellis in the back of our yard, and now our backyard neighbor, he is a gardener also, and we just enjoyed messing around out there and seeing what'll happen. And for about 2 years we looked at this space, and I said, I want to grow something big here, and we talked about what we're going to grow, and finally we settled on loofah, and he says, yeah, this will be kind of interesting. Now, mind you, the passion fruit that's out there, I have him on video this time saying, let it grow. So anyway, I planted 5 seeds of loofah on that arch trellis. It's 8 foot long, 8 foot high, about 4 foot wide. Backs up against a chain link fence, sits next to a 17-foot tree trunk. Did I lose it?
No, you're good.
Okay. 17-foot tree trunk that's 11 foot around. We cut the rest of the tree out because it was dying. And so we got a big space out there. We have his backyard, we have my backyard, and they started to grow. And, loofah start growing nicely, 5 seeds. Loofah start growing nicely. They're contained to the arch trellis for about 12 seconds because they start finding the fence. And then they start finding that trunk. I had loofah growing on top of that trunk, 17 feet in the air. They started growing across my yard and across shade cloth and over my beans and tomatoes. I had loofah growing over the fence and into my neighbor's backyard. It was trying to climb his kid's jungle gym. In fact, there was a point in there every time the kids came in from playing that they had to count off the kids to make sure they hadn't lost anybody in there. the 10-year-old son, he would go out there and he would mow down the grass. We ended up harvesting 500 loofah and 45,500 seeds from that year. And that was 2024. And I have been the laughing stock of everybody, and I just love it. It was so much fun. We grew this, and me and my backyard neighbor, he actually works away from home, and so every 2 weeks we'd get out there and we'd sit there over the little 4-foot chain link fence and look around 40 feet in every direction. Look around and we just giggle.
You gotta admit those loofah flowers are gorgeous.
Oh, the bees, they're amazing. In fact, if Wickershire Project shows up, he's got about I don't know, a couple thousand of my seeds. And I gave 3,000, I gave about 30,000 to Daisy the Good, David the Good's daughter, and she's selling them. I mean, they're actually a little packets in his store now up in Atmore, Alabama. I saw them.
So it would almost be a crime if you didn't answer loofah as the plant.
It would be at this point.
That's right.
The other thing I guess could have been hot peppers, because I have, in fact, this is my doom. These two plants right here are my doom. This is a dragon's breath at 2.48 million, and this is an MA warthog at hotter than that. And me and Jason from Allotment of the Dead over in the UK, we're going to be eating these things here.
You're going to do another one.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to do 2 more.
How many units? How many Scoville units?
Well, this one's 2.48 million.
Wow.
That
wow.
That high.
That's twice of what that Dorset Naga was.
I want to see you try the Pepper X Bowtie.
Well, this is hotter. This is around the Pepper X heat. And this,
I think it's 3 million or something.
This, and we know the MA warthog is hotter than this, and we don't know how much hotter.
Oh, wow.
We got to find out. Now, this actually grew from a seed from a pepper that Chili Chump sent to Jason, and then Jason sent me a few of his seeds. And so we are going to have a little bit of fun. For those of you who don't know, I had a doctor on staff. Mrs. Bowtie is laughing.
I was going to say,
Mrs. Bowtie's favorite thing is to laugh at me while I'm eating these hot peppers.
I mean, I think that's everyone's favorite thing when you do it on the live.
That's right.
What else are we going to do?
I just realized something too. I know both of you so well right now, David and Nick, that we got 2 guys here together that I know Nick calls Mrs. Things Green, right?
Yeah, that's what I call my wife.
Yeah, Mrs. Things Green, and David calls his wife Mrs. Bowtie.
Mrs.
I love
Bowtie,
that.
Anonymity is the best way.
There you go. Well, we ate two sessions of Dorset Naga last year. On the second one, I actually had a doctor with an EKG, and I actually ate hot peppers while taking EKGs, and that was a lot of fun.
Wow,
that was fun. We're going to do that again.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually add, I have a blood pressure cuff. So we're going to be doing I should have done blood pressure. I couldn't believe I had Luke there, Dr. Luke there, and I didn't take blood pressure. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
it's going to be a fun year.
Well, it was nice
knowing
knowing you.
The training? Yeah. How long is the training for that Bowtie? Because you have to. I remember last time you worked your way up. You had Mrs. Bowtie making you breakfast with the peppers in there, and the eggs.
She won't touch that stuff.
I've
always made my own breakfast. I've done that since I was like 13.
Okay. Sorry,
no,
misunderstood. So you had to make and train.
Yeah, it takes about 60 days. Now, I got to be clear, and this is for anybody out there who's thinking, I'm going to eat hot peppers. I have been building up for 6 years to this, and this is year 7. And I started off with jalapenos and Thai hots and cayenne, habanero.
Those will get you.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they give me a tingle.
Yeah.
But
Child's
anyway,
play for you.
It really is. I grow them out by the tree.
What about you, Nick? What's the hottest pepper you've tested or played around with, Nick?
Well, let's see. Let's put it this way. I went to a I can't even remember what it calls it. It was a Peruvian. It was a Peruvian restaurant. Went to a Peruvian restaurant, and there was a bowl of chili or pepper right there, and the cover was kind of chewed away at and rotting. And I pick up the spoon, it's only half there. And I asked the guy, I says, what do you call this? I'm not kidding. He goes just like this. He goes, oh, mister, you don't want to eat that one. We call that one the gringo killer.
But you're still here to tell the tale.
Well, yeah, very little. I tried it, but I did have a show one time where a friend of mine, he came on and he was growing ghost peppers and different types of peppers. So he brought them out, and then we weren't smart enough to have the EMT around because we didn't like them that much. But what we did is we had different types of foods out that are supposed to counterbalance the heat. Right. So we had from milk to chocolate to just different types of things that could try to help stop the foaming of his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, when you get to that point, I don't think there's anything that can help.
Yeah, and milk really was the one. I don't know about you, but milk was the one that he favored more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's the
cream,
standard.
Ice cream, milks, those sort of things just really kind of help.
Wow, look at that.
Opposed to a little bit.
My eyes are burning from here.
What do we got in there? What's in that?
These are my Dorset Nagas. This is my small bag. I do have a gallon bag that's
pull one of those pods out of there.
That's tomorrow's breakfast.
Now, I tell you what.
It's one of my favorite things about peppers. I love peppers. They're one of my favorite things to grow, and I just love them because the pods are so cool and different amongst all different varieties. The plants themselves are so different, the way they grow.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
The heat levels from super hots to super sweets. There's so much to love about peppers.
Now, let me tell you about this right here. I love sucking on these. They are.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
So flavorful.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
they do that right now.
The heat isn't on the outside, is it? Isn't it the membrane on the inside?
There's a bit of heat in it, but it's not. People think and it's like no. You get a little. I mean, you don't even get jalapeno heat, but these things taste great. And that was the thing when Jason and I first tried these. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the taste was just amazing on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, Natalie.
I was just going to say, sometimes it's too bad when they're too spicy because the flavor's so good, but the spiciness kind of overpowers and you can't enjoy.
Yep. You were there, Natalie. You saw me.
I was there, and I pointed, and I laughed.
And you laughed.
You did a great job, though. You know what? It's actually impressive. You did a great job. So
when you open the bag, okay. So one time, let me preface this, being that you're from Florida, whoever I'm talking to. Being that you're from Florida, I went to Epcot Center one time, and in front of the Epcot Center, they were growing about an acre's worth of peppers.
Mm-hmm.
It was a phenomenal experience because you're walking 500 yards away from it, and the intensity of the scent coming through, and then once you get in front of it, you're crying like a baby. Yeah. And then you get away from it, and they had dozens of different flavors. I wasn't imagining that, was I?
No.
Yeah. So when you opened up that bag just now, that scent has got to just be coming up at you.
Well, these are frozen, so when they're frozen, I don't get quite as much. But I am about to ferment some of these. In fact, I'm fermenting the whole thing because my training. So I eat hot sauce in my eggs every single morning. That was part of my training regimen because normally I get about my batch that I've got right now, I brewed about 3 years worth. And that's not an exaggeration, but I get about about a quarter of a teaspoon in my 2 eggs. Well, by the time I got to that morning where we ate that pepper, I was building up. I got, 3 full tablespoons in my 2 eggs of that hot sauce, and it's pretty hot. It's habanero and Scotch bonnet and a few other things that I had at the time. Well, I'm going to be spiking my hot sauce with this stuff here in a few months and start to.
Yeah, as much as I love growing peppers, I'm not. I'll grow those super hots. I'll do all that, but I'm not about to be messing around with them at all.
Yeah, you can't mess with it. I treat it like an Olympic sport. I really do.
Yeah, you do. You take it very seriously, but I can appreciate the dedication.
Now, as far as killing the heat, and we experimented with this, Nick, this past year. Mrs. Bowtie really nailed it. First of all, milk is really good, obviously. But she found the ice cream that actually says ice cream with 1 billion grams of fat. What was that? Yeah, with real cream. It was made with real cream. It actually says ice cream, not an ice dessert or something like that.
Yeah.
And you have
Frozen
to go
dessert,
find
yeah.
it because
Everything
not
is
a lot of ice.
processed.
Exactly.
You want
Exactly.
that- you want that
Haagen-Dazs,
level
always
of
ice cream. Yeah.
So that ice cream solved the heat in my mouth. The milk got that solving down to my stomach. And the first one, I didn't have the ice cream, and I actually suffered a bit after the thing for, I don't know, what was it, about 45 minutes? And then I had some crackers, and it was like, oh, like immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had too much milk. Yeah, I had drank it. Oh my goodness, I don't know how much I drank, but yeah. And then the second time with the EKG, we did the ice cream, and I tell you what, thing of ice cream, the mouth goes. Oh, take a sip of milk, and it goes right down the system, just covers it. It was
Still doesn't stop the adrenaline flow that's going through your body.
No, it doesn't.
And all that it's happening.
And
in
this
your
is
head,
not a lactose intolerant
tingling
event,
in your
right?
fingertips.
No.
Yeah.
No, I did test yogurt. I test Guinness Stout.
Really?
I tested something else too. What was the other thing? Water, of course. There was one other thing on that table. I can't remember what it was. And but yeah, real ice cream. I mean, I saw Robin say ice cream. You had to make sure it is real ice cream.
Yeah, it's the fat and the cream that,
Wow.
Yeah, so
butter? What about butter? Would butter work?
Ooh.
I
Butter.
don't know.
I know.
That's worth a try.
Well, isn't butter like a separation of cream or something? I'm not even really fully
butter
on
is just like
cream butter, right? Yeah.
Go get a stick of warm butter. Let's try it right now.
Let's find out live on TV. Let's do it.
Well, when you end up doing this, can you please send me your obituary ahead of time so that I can share it with my audience?
There's nobody I'd rather read my obituary.
See, Alex says, I wonder if Greek yogurt would work.
That's what I tried. I had Greek yogurt, and it actually helped.
Yeah.
And then someone
Wow,
says
that's
they've
really
heard
interesting.
sugar works.
I'm not that brave. Forget it.
So
Down home backyard
What's the last one,
gardening says butter does work.
yeah.
All right.
Butter
I'm gonna
does
trust
work.
you on that.
Okay. Well, I'd trust Chad. Chad knows this stuff.
Yeah, so you'll have to try butter and see.
I will. That's a
So
good one.
Nick-
Remind me of that, Chad, because you and I will be talking about this more as time comes up. Remind me of that.
I was going to say, so Nick, you host a radio show. We were asking in the lightning round, what's the worst gardening advice you've ever gotten? What's the weirdest question you've ever gotten, or the weirdest call into the radio show?
I can absolutely tell you that one with no problem.
Yeah.
Actually, there's probably a whole bunch of them, but one of the most memorable ones, or a memorable one, was that a lady called up and she had a hatchback car. So that tells you again how long I've been doing this. And she said she had mushrooms growing in her car. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm busting a gut, I'm thinking, what kind of people do you allow in your car? Because, mushrooms grow in poo.
All right.
So that was a very bizarre one that's very memorable. Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. So what was the answer?
It's really interesting because when you're on the radio, people don't tell you everything.
Right.
They just don't tell you everything. I have a plant. It's not growing well. Did you do this? Of course I did. Did I do that? Of course I did. I was in Holland one time and I'm walking down the street and I stopped, and before digital cameras, I'm taking pictures of a tree, and my wife is like, "What are you doing? It's an ugly olive tree. Why are you taking a picture of that?" I says, "I'm not taking a picture of an olive tree. I'm taking a picture of what's inside of that." And what was inside of that tree was a goat, and it was about 15, 20 feet in the air. People, when they ask questions, I have to ask them 20 questions to get the right answer. But they tell me everything that they've done right about the tree, except there's a goat in their tree eating the bark, and that's what's killing it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when you ask a question, it's really important, especially when you call my show. I'll grill you. I'll ask you
Yeah,
questions.
you have to provide context.
I'm totally going to make fun of you, but
Yeah.
you're going to, and I'm going to try to draw out as much information because we are gardening on the radio. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm in the yard and I'm doing a landscape consultation or, and I could see, touch, feel in myself. And then I could tell you what you're doing correctly or incorrectly. You got to give the information as best as possible. I don't even know what I said. Did I answer your question? Wherever you're at?
Yeah, and you know what? That's so that's a skill in itself. Aside from gardening and having all those skills that you've developed over time, just to be able to know what questions to ask to help get the listeners, question answered properly is a skill in itself. So that's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna give my secret away, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Nobody listen to this. Right? This is my secret. This is how I've been able to maintain a career. It's all about watering your plants. I could tell people how to water their plants 1,200 different ways. But the bottom line of it is you turn left for loose, right for tight.
Okay. I have a question for Nick, and Nick, I almost called your number.
Oh, okay.
I was that close to calling, and I thought I'm going to see if I can get it past Enoch here. I have a passion fruit back there, the arch trellis that had the loofah. It was beautiful. It's a purple possum passion fruit, and it was beautiful. It was thick. We had a hard freeze. It got down to 25 degrees here, barely a hard freeze, and that thing suffered. And now, just above the ground, about that much of it still has green stem down there, but all the rest of it is just split bark, split stems. It is, and it started rotting. It was smelling nasty, but that thing will grow back, right?
Okay.
And what's the best way?
Okay, so the best way with any kind of frost, and especially since we're at a really, really weird part of the season right now.
Yeah.
Because we don't know if we're going to get any more cold snaps.
Oh, we're not. Tonight's the last night.
Tonight's the last night. Okay. So what we do is that we wait, and we have to be very comfortable when the last cold snap is over. And you're comfortable with that. From there, what you do is you cut off anything that was burned and you cut it down to the good wood.
Okay.
Right. As far if it's that much, it's that much. Then it is very important to get onto a very light fertilizing regimen. And I would do it every time you water. Of course, it's a semi tropical plant. You're going to have the humidity for the plant. But when you end up cutting it down that short, though, that might be too much humidity for it. So that's a little bit of problem. Is it's sitting in a container or is it in the ground?
It is in a container in the ground. So yes.
All right,
I put it in a container. It's a big pot, but it's in the ground to contain it, keep it from spreading.
Okay, so how long has it been in there for?
10 months.
All right, that's still a baby plant.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's easier for me to do this when you can't see me. Okay, but can you guys hide your hands under the table or something like this? Everybody, put your hands on the table so you can't see it. All right, so I want you to take your dominant hand, and I want you to open it up straight like this. Okay, but in the hand, and then I want you to take your middle finger, and I want you to pull it over your index finger. All right, show me what you got. Every time you walk by that plant, you do this.
I was like, where is this going? This is going somewhere.
This is great. That's awesome.
The sage has spoken.
That's what I do in my garden.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, but after that point, it's real tough. You have an active root system there.
Yeah.
So the active root system is still intact. It's still going. It is trying to go through whatever is green, and it's trying to send energy into the dying or dead parts,
Right.
which is futile. So that's why when you know that you're not going to have a frost, or let's just say you live in an area, because people are listening all over the place right now. You live in an area that you know you're absolutely 100% going to get a frost. Then do that old dumb thing where you chop off of the bottom of your milk bottle because you ate too many peppers, and you take and you put it you put it over the plant and create a miniature greenhouse for it, so that it doesn't what do you call it? Because what do you call it? So it doesn't freeze. That stem has buds there. They're dormant buds.
Yeah.
And that root system will push it up. It'll tickle whichever one that wants to wake up, and it should grow again.
Yeah. Well,
Or it'll die.
Yeah, or it will die. I actually bought this one, so I'm hoping it doesn't die. But I'm actually going to take advantage. I was going to now. Okay, one more follow up. Okay, when I cut off the stem, let's say the live ends here, do I cut just below where the live ends, or just above where the live ends?
Just below.
Okay.
Barely just below it, and cut it at an angle. You know, like we do with roses and stuff. Yeah, cut it at an angle, 45-degree angle, so that moisture doesn't settle on there and it has a tendency to kind of fall off.
Yeah. Well, that stem is like that big around. It's over an inch in diameter, so it's hefty.
Yeah,
it really is.
Good.
That's a good sign.
Don't put any kind of tree seal on it either.
Okay.
Just leave it alone. Yeah. I wouldn't put any tree seal on it. Yeah. Because if you were going to be pruning it anyhow, would you put tree seal on it? No.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't made my IV Organics purchase yet. See the link in the description below this video.
Right on. I got a few questions coming in from our audience here. Earlier, Robin was asking, though, too, Nick, what is one of the craziest plant things a customer did that your team had to go in and fix?
At one time, we were doing indoor plant maintenance along with our outdoor plant maintenance, and we had a lady that was just a habitual coffee drinker, and she kept on. She wouldn't drink her whole coffee; she'd only drink half, and she kept on going to all the plants like this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And we come to find out that obviously she was doing it. So that was really one of the. It doesn't sound very crazy, but when she starts killing all the indoor plants, you start taking it personally. Like, what did I do wrong? You're growing a cast iron plant, for instance, right? Cast iron plants are perfect for an indoor situation. Their name even gives you the idea that it's Superman style. Yeah. And it's dying, and you start fishing in there. And of course, back in the day, there a lot of people were smoking in buildings, so they're using that that's always
ashtrays, right?
Yeah, ashtrays. Yeah. So that was pretty nuts when that had happened.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Excellent.
So
Let's
all
see
this
here. We got a couple more other questions, but Serena was asking, what degree do you let pothos wilt before watering, and how much water do you give it? Do you, what's that? Bop the leaves to encourage color or anything?
Okay.
I'm not sure what that means there.
Is that for me?
Yeah, or
maybe she
I
means
guess so.
top?
I mean, you do a lot of like indoor plants and house plants and stuff as well too, right, Nick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pothos are really hardy, though,
anything. Right? Well, okay, so first off, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in the world of plants, have you ever heard of cloning?
Yes.
Okay, so cloning was actually started in the world of agriculture. Yeah. That's where cloning started, and then they started getting into sheep and other kind of things like that. I actually met the mother plant for pothos.
Oh wow!
Back in 1979, we were in college, and we went to the laboratory that had the mother plant of pothos, and it was disease and insect free for like 10 years.
Wow.
Huge, absolutely huge plant. And they would pluck off just one leaf and get millions, not thousands, but millions of molecules off of this thing to grow pothos. So
Wow.
I would pretty much imagine that today there is no pothos on the face of this earth that we're growing as far as plants are concerned,
Mhm.
not in the wild, of course, that isn't from that plant.
Wow,
Right.
that is
Yeah.
very fascinating.
Yes, it's really kind of a little fun little tidbit there. So with pothos, we have to understand anything we're doing with our watering. Are you guys familiar with the sponge trick? The sponge trick? Okay.
No.
When it comes to watering plants, what we need to do is we need to get a wet sponge, squeeze it, open it up. What that wet sponge looks like and feels like, that's what your soil should kind of be like all the time.
Right.
So you don't necessarily, I mean, we do hear this all the time. Oh, you take your Dieffenbachia and you wait until they dry out in between waterings. Never let your plants 100% dry out unless you do what we talked about with that aloe.
Right.
But there was a problem with that aloe. That's why we did that.
Yeah.
Because remember what I said about those root hairs? If those root hairs dry out, they're not protecting the root. And it's going, and the root's going to stop growing, and it'll start dying back from the tip backwards if it doesn't get the moisture. So we want those root hairs to have a little bit of water on them so that they're able to protect and have the plant grow. So in that particular case, with the caller's question or the writer's question, we do not want to want the plant to get all withery and all. You know, when you walk by a plant and it starts grabbing you by the arm and throws you to the ground, it's time to water.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if the truth was known, I get this asked all of the. It's my number one question. Am I watering my plant too much? I get it all the time. And the thing of it is that you know the answer.
Yeah.
You know if you're watering it too much. But if you ask me, am I not watering my plant enough? You know the answer. You're not watering it enough, or you're watering it too much. And the sad part is about indoor plants or whatever kind of plants you have is that it's very difficult to tell in one instance. When you look at the plants, when you look at those plants, what'll happen is that a drying plant and an over moist plant will both wilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when they both wilt, you have to decide if it's too much or not.
Yeah.
Or
it's got the yellowing
question, man.
Yeah.
It's just always is like, is it too much or too little, right? When it comes down to it. Yeah. I just wanted to say real quick before we move on from pothos, though, this plant right here over my shoulder is my original pothos plant I got back in 1998 from the back of a restaurant that was throwing out all their plants, and it was just this little tiny little piece coming.
Is that the one that's wrapped around the whole room?
And it's wrapped all over.
Yeah,
the place.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
All and like you
question.
said, it's also the mother, which comes from the original mother of like dozens and dozens of plants that are in my friends' homes from all over the place over the years as well too. So
Wow.
that's
Love
what makes
that.
pothos so cool. All right, David, what you got? Oh, do we got?
We lost audio.
Sorry.
I thought I was going deaf.
Wonder what
one
this
more-
button does.
One more pothos comment.
Okay.
I know Enoch's gateway drug was a cucumber plant. Mine was pothos. My mama gave me a pothos, and I still have it growing out. She gave me a pothos when I started college at the age of 18, and it's still growing out
Wow.
there in the Florida room right now.
That's
Nice.
Same one.
I had to
Oh,
the same way.
nice.
Yeah, I had to make a very simple way. Mrs. Bowtie is not the gardener, and she's not as patient and everything. So I set her up a thing. It's a little tiny pot with a lot of pothos growing out of it, about 3-4 foot long. She waters that thing every 11 days. That was my rule of thumb for her to make it simple. But to tell you how tough pothos is, we went on a trip for 6 weeks. We lived in Munich, Germany, and we took a we lived in Munich over the Christmas season, and when we got back, my pothos had been hanging in the top of the cabin for 6 weeks. No water, no nothing. They were black. What wasn't black was a few little brown crispy parts. That was it. And so I pulled them down and started looking around, pulled off all the black stuff, and found one in 5 pots, found one little green nub. And after 6 weeks of sitting up there and hanging up in that cabin, that thing grew and became all the pothos. And I've actually given away hundreds of pothos from that plant over the years.
Wow.
Pothos is awesome. But Dusty Flats, I was going to say exactly what Dusty Flats just said. Lift the pot. If it feels like you're lifting nothing, a thing of feathers, water it.
Water it, yeah.
Good idea.
And that's what I was going to say is just, and that's what I do. I'll go out there and move the pot. Okay.
I don't have that problem. I can't tell that way.
Yeah, I know. You got other problems, Natalie.
Yeah, I got other problems.
Exactly. All right. Let's see here. There were just a couple more questions I'll run through here real quick from the audience. But everybody, thank you so much tonight for bringing in and putting in all these awesome questions here.
There's been a lot of good ones.
And I know that, and I know they're aimed at you, Nick, most of the time being our house professional tonight and all of that. But Nope was asking. I love that name. Tomatoes out here in arid conditions are hard to grow with cover if it rains. Blight. How to deal with arid conditions so I don't get blight. Cover, and then what about blossom end rot?
That's me again?
Yeah.
Okay, blossom end rot.
You're our professional tonight.
Blossom end rot, super easy. That's just a matter of, it's a calcium deficiency. You need to get a cow. Okay, that's one's super simple.
You need that for the peppers, Nick. You need that for the peppers.
Yeah, you need those peppers and eggplants. Absolutely. Calcium deficiency. You could do that with just buying some calcium, putting in the ground, but you're actually better off with just water management.
You deal with blight at all much on your tomatoes down there?
Yeah, we get blight. Yeah, we get blight. It's just
I don't deal with it much here at all. So
is that right? Yeah, no, it's really pretty ugly looking on the plants.
I just had it on mine recently. I had to get rid of one of my plants. Yeah.
They get all speckled on you, right?
Yeah, and because it's indoor, I have to be super careful. So
yeah. A lot of times those are soil-borne organisms.
Yeah.
When that happens, there's not a whole lot much you can do it. Blight, that's a tough one. I'm not stumped here. It's just that it's a real tough one to try to figure out what it is. If it's if you think of it being as a soil-borne, it could be airborne as well. It doesn't have to be soil-borne, but many times it is. Crop rotation is a very important thing to keep in mind. Never plant the same plant in the same soil year after year. You have to mix it around, one ovulate, back and forth like that. And then too much humidity will cause problems too, even though you're in an arid area like that. You said that you had them covered up, huh?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. I think there's something about covering them.
Yeah, maybe too much moisture.
Yeah, 8 to 10 hours of direct. If you can get 10 hours of direct sunlight on a mater, that's awesome. But I usually tell people 6 to 8 hours is the way that it is. Or there it is. Yeah, if it rains, blight. Yeah, see, there you go. If it rains, blight. What to do with it
again? Yeah, and that's true. Like you're saying, it's rain. It's hitting the ground, and when it hits the ground, it shoots things back up.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the things with blight and those sort of issues that I've heard from folks that have to deal with that a lot of the times is kind of keeping those plants trimmed up from the bottom and keep them up to their first flowers, so that you can keep a good distance between the ground and the bottom layer and the actual plant,
that's possible too. Yeah.
But like I said, I don't deal with it much, so I haven't had chances to really experiment or try or do much.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it before. I've had it before. In my garden, I just let it grow. It just makes a hideous looking plant, but you get your tomatoes.
Yeah.
You'll still get tomatoes, but it's a horrible plant, horrible looking plant, and it will transfer to other plants too. So you have to keep that in mind.
That's the only thing, right? So
Yeah,
that's the
in
big
my
thing.
case with
When
an
things are
indoor
close
garden,
together,
yeah, everything's close together, and it's in a tent, right? So
yeah,
it spreads from one plant to the other. I have to be so careful.
yeah. So
I've eliminated blossom end rot from my garden completely.
oh, how do you
Wow,
do that?
congrats.
12 between 8 and 1,200 eggshells a year.
Really?
Yeah, that'll
Composted.
do
Yep,
it.
they
Are
all go in the
you
compost.
are you prepping the eggshells first, or are you
No, in fact, I see people prepping them. I'll tell you what I do. I hold them under the faucet. I rub my thumb and break the membrane in the deep part of the eggshell. They sit up on the rack, and the next morning I'll just crush them with my hand and stick them in the compost, then put the next ones up there every day.
really?
I eat 2 eggs, and then Mrs. Bowtie cooks with some, throughout the year. So it comes out to around 1,000 eggshells a year,
Wow.
So
and they're
how long
composted.
how long do you think is it taking for those things to break down to make it available for the plants?
Probably a year or two.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Plus, the other thing is
eggshells are
the other
not
thing
an
is too, if you use
instant cure.
if you use
is
the
big
eggshells
thing.
like that, then you're actually you can get a grip on slugs and snails too.
Wow. Okay.
Do you ever
Because they
have
don't like crawling on it.
They're not supposed to. Yeah, they're not supposed to like crawling on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
I've never
Yeah,
used
get
it.
them
I've never-
ground up.
I-
Really good, do all those sort of things. You could
the
try it
eggshell
out,
thing.
but-
If I was to do the eggshell thing, I mean, I had 12 chickens at one time for several years, and by the way, they make really good soup. And anyway, so I took the eggs,
Especially the mean ones.
and then you take and you dehydrate them in the oven, and then until they get brown, and then you can make a powder out of it. You can ground it to make a powder. That's the way that I've done that. I've not done it the other way. So,
Well, I had someone tell me, you cover your soil with sand and the snails won't crawl across it. So I went out there and I covered my whole tomato bed with about half an inch of sand. And you know what I came out to the next morning? The very next morning? It was like
Even more?
It was like a dance floor of snail trails all over the sand.
yeah.
It didn't work at all.
There is something that's called sharp sand, and it'll slow them down. Sharp sand will slow them down. What kind of sand did you use?
I used our beach sand that doesn't pack. It's we have very unusual sand. We can get 9 inches of rain, and there will be no flooding. It's the weirdest stuff. It siphons it away as soon as it hits. And I've seen it. I've 9 inches. I have water this deep out there on my back patio. 10 minutes later, it's all gone.
What?
It is amazing sand.
Crazy.
And it's
great.
It's very unusual. If you ever come to this Emerald Coast, go out and be sure to just feel the sand. You can't pack it. It does not pack. Period. It just doesn't pack. It's wild. It is.
Wow.
It's weird stuff. Comes from the mountains of Georgia and Alabama. Is it a quartz? I think whatever it is, but
yeah. All right, here, man. Here we are. We're winding down here towards the end of the show. We did have one last question someone asked, so I do want to kind of see if we can't throw it out there and get a quick answer real quick before we finish this stuff up here. But Hippie Chick Homestead was saying, does beneficial nematodes work against cucumber and asparagus beetles? Have you done anything with beneficial nematodes? Any of those sort of things?
I am all for using beneficial nematodes. You have to be able to identify it properly to know that you have a nematode problem. You also have to understand that you're working with when you deliver the beneficial nematodes to your soil, they're in a dormant state. When you add water to that, it starts to wake them up. Once they get into the ground, you have to wash them in. It takes a while for them to work down to find the bad nematodes. They will eventually get to those bad nematodes. And once the nematode problem is over, there's nothing for the good nematodes to eat. They will die.
Yeah.
So you have to keep on it. And it's really hard to know what the nematode damage is because you see it on the roots first. You don't see it on the plant first. It's on the roots, but using beneficial nematodes is the cat's meow of doing organic gardening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
100%
just
do that.
also comes down to the idea of just really good soil care.
Yeah.
Soil is just really, that's what you want to be doing. Good soil care to provide all the necessary things for all the life in the soil there, and they'll create a balance eventually, right?
Yeah, they absolutely will. They'll be
Yeah.
very good. Hey, listen, I actually have to go.
I know, we
Believe it
all
or not,
gotta go.
I am
It's the
doing.
end of the show here.
I'm not looking. You guys are gonna have to feel sorry for me here. So,
Okay.
I've never done this before. I'm doing this because Mrs. Things Green is going to murder me if we don't. Hey, Bowtie, maybe I should send you my obit tonight.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sleep test. I don't know what
Oh.
that's about, and all I know is that I got to go to some stranger's place, and they're gonna put all
I
kinds
had to
of
do an
probes on
at-home
me.
one. Yeah, I had to do an at-home one once.
Oh, is that right?
They're still trying to get me in to go do one at the clinic, but I'm like, I just don't like. I don't think I like the idea of going and staying overnight somewhere. So good luck with you at that. I prefer my own bed.
Me too.
Yeah, good luck.
I didn't even ask them if I could do it at home. They said, "Oh, all right." I figured we'll be a day away.
But if you have any underlying reasons where it's necessary, it's probably a really good idea to get it done.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly.
Thank you so
Well-
much for taking the time to be here. What a
Yes.
wonderful pleasure was to get to know you and talk
It's
to
an
you.
honor
So
sitting
thank you
next
so
to you, brother.
much.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you very much. You guys are all too kind. I really appreciate that. Much success to what you guys are doing over here. And remember, whenever out and about, green side up.
Green side
Green
up.
side up.
I like that. That's a good one.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. You
All
guys
right,
take care.
everybody.
Have a
We're
good
going to go
one.
ahead
Thank
and get
you so
moving
much.
on here for today, and we'll be right back here in just a moment. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to Nick for joining with us today. Thanks for David, Bowtie Life,
Bowtie,
joining with us
thank you.
today here on the Green Room, and we'll be right back here in just a minute.
Things Green Room.
Things Green Room.
Things
That's right.
Green Room.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Hey gardeners, thanks for tuning in to our show today. We'll be right back at it here in just a moment. I just wanted to take a second here to highlight our regular videos and features here on the Urban Gardener channel. Our weekly garden journals, and our incredible featured visits.
All right. Here we are back at it. Natalie, was
What
that
a
fun or
great,
what? Huh?
yeah, what an honor and what a great conversation it was. I had a great time as always hanging out with our guests in the green room.
Yeah, those guys are a real hoot. That was some fun there for sure. Nick, I knew he was gonna bring it. He's always fun. He's always just so funny to hang out
Yeah, I
with.
got some good stories, and yeah, it was fun, and always a good time with Bowtie too. So thank you to the both of them for taking time to hang out in the green room.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're just having real fun trucking along here on our new show, The Green Room, here this year, and just having a great time. We got lots and lots still coming up ahead as well too. So let's do that. Let's take a look here at what we got coming up here for Let's Get Growing. I do want to start with just letting everybody know about our monthly gardening book club with Mr. MBC and I. And for our March selection on the book club, we have joining with us Gary Pilarczyk, author of Growing an Edible Landscape. So you'll definitely want to come and join with us next month. Third Sunday of the month. Every third Sunday of the month, we do our monthly gardening book club, and a book club unlike any other, because we have the authors right here with us to talk about their really awesome books. So definitely look forward to that, as well as next Saturday on the Let's Get Growing show. We've got joining with us Nate Murray from Garden Like a Viking. He's going to be over here joining with us, along with the Hobby Homestead on our Are You Following Me segment. Really looking forward to hanging out with Nate from Growing growing like a Viking. In fact, here's the deal. Nate does a live show right before we do our show here. I think he starts, I'm Pacific, 9 a.m. Pacific, I think is what it is. And I'm going to be on his show this next Saturday.
Oh, awesome.
So we're going to do a little double header. I'll be on his show, and then we'll have about a little break there in between, and then we'll come back here at 11 a.m. for the Let's Get Growing show, and then we'll hang out with Nate and the Hobby Homestead on our show. So that'll be really, really fun. And then
that's awesome.
Check this out, Natalie. Next Sunday is the Let's Get Growing show is turning 200. Can you believe this? 200. This next Sunday will be our
birthday.
200th episode. We're going to have our good friend Wendy Fan. Wendy Fan was our very first guest on the show. She joined us for our 100th episode, and she'll be back again next Sunday for our 200th episode of the show.
That's nice. Right. Love that. Wow, 200 episodes. Congratulations.
Unbelievable. We've been around 200. And I was going to say, thinking about it, well, we did add a new show, but we've only really done 5 or 6 of them so far.
Yeah,
so that's still 194 of the other shows leading up to this. So that's quite a bit of shows. And again, all of them so really awesome. We've had amazing, awesome guests throughout these couple of years. So many wonderful gardeners joining with us over that time period. But next Sunday will be our 200th. And then we'll be right back at it again next Monday. Natalie, are you ready for next Monday?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Next Monday, we're going to have with us, you teased us a little bit earlier, we've got Habitual Hobbies.
Yeah, and we got Shawnee Grows, Heart in the Garden, which is exciting. Both wonderful gardeners. We're going to have a great conversation, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, this time, though, we're really going to have a couple of people who are going to be on the show that are really familiar to both of our audiences, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all know and love Habitual Hobbies, and G-Mama, she's got both indoor and outdoor garden. Well, so does Habitual. So we've got, it's going to be a fusion of both worlds, which will make for a cool conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be really fun coming up again next week, next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday evening with the Green Room here on the Urban Gardener channel. What's going on over at the Fresh Princess this week?
Yeah, we got a lot going on. Lots of stuff going on in the garden. We're going to be doing some harvests, some TFP in the kitchen lives, live every day at 12. Back in the kitchen, I'm trying to, similar to the Grow What You Eat segment, I'm trying to eat what I've grown, do a little backwards, and so try to experiment with some different recipes. So yeah, it's going to be a good week. A little bit of harvesting, a little bit of taking down a tower, cleaning it, starting anew, just keeping things moving and grooving in the garden.
Moving and grooving in the garden. I love it. That sounds so awesome.
As always, yeah.
As always. So yeah, excellent. Lots of things coming up here for both of us. And so I hope all of you get a chance to come and join with Natalie throughout the week on all of her daily live streams.
Yes, and we're gonna have to catch you Saturday morning on the live before the Urban Gardener.
Yeah, on the Nate Murray's Garden Like a Viking
Garden Like a Viking, right.
Yeah, so everybody go find Garden Like a Viking and come and check me out over there. We'll have a fun time hanging out with him on his channel. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Come check you out.
Lots of good stuff still coming on here. So
yeah, it's going to be a good week.
It's going to be a great week for all of us. And I hope all of you who are hanging out with us here on the Green Room have a great week as well, too.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for spending your Monday evening with us. And we look forward to you joining us next week, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was such a great crowd today, too, man. Everybody
always
showing
a full
up.
House.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And again, all of the awesome questions, all of that. And again, we'll see all of you next week.
power out.